Let's get it straight to the you know what it is, BANK with your boy Ray G, joined as always by my dog, my co-host JRich. You can find him at your boy JRich on good old Twitter. We are talking Underdog Pick'ems today, JRich. Let's talk about it, baby. UD, Pick'ems, MLB, NBA, all that good stuff. Turn the music down. We'll be using Odds Jam's positive EV tool. JRich has got a bunch of stuff that he's built on the back end. So we're just going to talk some plays, Jay. We got NBA, MLB. What else popping off tonight?
Wow, put me on the spot.
What else?
Don't
MLB,
know what else is on.
NBA,
I mean, there's probably
esports.
some hockey on, right? There's probably some hockey on. Yeah, we can do some prep for golf like we did last Wednesday, right? We did all right. I mean, Kurt Kitayama failed us, but outside of that, Scheffler, I believe he came in second place last week.
Yeah, we did a good job last week.
On absolute tear, but
golf picks were straight. I mean, we just follow what the tools tell us, but the golf picks were straight. But we are going to go through some plays, try to build out a couple of slips over on Underdog Fantasy. So if you're new to Underdog, that Pick'em show, all you got to do is use promo code DDD as a first-time depositor. You do that, Underdog will match you up to $100. That's free bread, people. Don't let free money sit out there. So make sure you go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code Triple D. It will match you 100%, and we can get in here and start winning some of that money, Jay. But we got to talk about it. Let's pull up the board. Where you want to start at tonight? I know you had a couple of NBA plays that you like, so what you want to pull up first and look at?
Okay, yeah, we could start with NBA if you want. Can you let me know if D'Angelo Russell is on the board? Because he was someone, both him and Austin Reeves were two players I was really looking at. And it's just because the matchup is so good. You look at the Lakers versus the Wizards tonight, so they're playing obviously a terrible team in the Wizards, but the backcourt more specifically, against point guards, points, rebounds, and assists allowed, the Washington Wizards are 29th in the NBA, so they allowed the second most in the NBA. The line is 26.5. It was 25.5 earlier in the day. I still like it at 26.5 because I believe when I did the research this morning, it was 29 or more in 3 of his last 4 games and 30 or more in his last 2 games. And so one of those games of the 3 of 4 was with LeBron out, and there is always the possibility that LeBron sits tonight because the Lakers are on a back-to-back. But I'm really liking the points, rebounds, and assists for D'Angelo Russell today. And as you can see, right, there you go. 6 of his last 8 games, he's gone over this number. Yeah, matchup is phenomenal. Like across the board, whether it's Reeves or Russell, both of them look really good. I think it is slightly stronger when you're talking about Russell. I think he's going to have a higher usage, and really, I think the bigger thing for him is he's been scoring much more consistently. I believe going over 18-plus points in like 4 of his last 5 games, so that in itself will help him get over that 26.5, 27.5 point number. But against the Wizards, the matchup is just too good. Top 3 in the NBA, and same for Reeves with shooting guards against the Wizards as well.
What do you say, Reeves points, or you like Reeves' points, rebounds, and assists? Let's just look at it.
I was looking at the PRA. So the thing is that they're very close numbers, right? So you see Reeves here at 26.5, much less consistent. The big 53 was the triple-double he had when LeBron didn't play in that game. So Russell, you look at his consistency compared to Reeves, and especially with the numbers being so close, that's why I like Russell a little bit more. Yes, it's a higher number, but he's much more consistent and hitting that number much more frequently. So that's why I think that Russell is the better play tonight. And that for the Lakers specifically, great matchup, and there's always the chance that some of the stars sit on the back-to-back.
And what was it on? Let me see. Is it on Underdog? Let me pull it up right now. Russell is on
earlier.
Russell's on the board at 26.5. I just want to pull his odds. I just want to see where he's at right now. 26.5. You got some books. What is that? Bet Rivers and Bet UK 27.5. You got ESPN Bet ESPN, I think is whatever it's called, is 27.5. Yep. So you're still getting a point. I know you said it was at 25, but you're still catching a little point right here at 26.5. So I got that loaded up with Gobert, higher than 15.5 rebounds and assists. Jay, what do you think about that play? I literally just pulled it from it popped up as a green boy on the EV tool, so you know I'm gonna run it. But I can go pull up old Rudy and see what he's done. And you said Toronto, this should be a good matchup for Gobert.
Yeah, Toronto across the board, they are a top 10 matchup for centers, whether you're looking at rebounds, points, or points, rebounds, and assists. Assists, you're not going to get much from Gobert in that department, but you never know. Sometimes he will get a couple assists here or there and surprise you. You see here, it's more matchup based because you can see 3 of the last 10. He's been struggling a little bit, but against Houston, against Chicago, against Denver, those are all slightly tougher matchups. Toronto is not going to be one of those matchups. They're just not an overly good team. I was looking potentially at an Anthony Edwards under because they do play Edwards particularly well, but in the last 3 games against Toronto, he's put up, I believe, 23 plus points, so he's definitely improved in that regard. But I was potentially looking under for him. Like you said, it's more so a data play when you're talking about Gobert than anything else, and the line has already been bumped.
Yeah, of course.
So, not much you
bumped.
can do there. Not much you could do there. But it's, like you said, it's one of those things that the data looks okay, but you know, it's more, this is what the sportsbooks are projecting, and it's more matchup based with it being such a good matchup for Gobert. And honestly, Toronto in the front court has like next to nothing. They're basically playing Kelly Olynyk right now. And at one point, Kelly Olynyk was a backup center and has been for a long time. And I think at one point he was even Gobert's backup when he was in Utah. But yeah, Russell does look very good. Ray, another player I really like is Ketel Marte, the shortstop, second base. I guess he's probably playing second base now for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he has been on fire lately to start the year. I believe he's hitting 455 or something. Like, he's not Starling Marte, Ray. Come on, scroll down a little bit and find me Ketel Marte.
Right here.
There you go. So you're looking at the total bases or the run. Oh, you know, the RBI is the one you get the juice for. So they are both, Ray, between minus 122 and minus 135 right now on the books. He's up against Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon, look, I may be a bit of a hater, but he stinks, right? His whip against the Astros in his first start was 1.8. That is not good, okay? He should have allowed at least 3 or 4 runs. He played them last year. He allowed 3 runs, and 5 of them, or he allowed 5 runs. 3 of them were earned. Marte should absolutely snap. When you look at the hits or walks that Rodon allowed last game, 7 of them were to right-handed hitters. He's facing 7 right-handed hitters in this game alone. Marte is a switch hitter. He does hit very well from the right side. The only concern is that he doesn't have a great history against Rodon, but Rodon, whether you're looking at last year or this year, since he's been on the Yankees, has been terrible. Absolutely terrible. And Marte has been on fire. Christian Walker as well also looks very good.
Jay, this is a plus money bet though on you. I don't want to put him in to a Marte. His runs, right? Over half a run?
Shouldn't be. No, shouldn't be. It's like minus 130 on the books right now.
I'm looking at it right now. Nah, man, hell no, minus 130. Oh, to the over? 1 run?
Yeah, to the over. Minus 122, minus 125, minus 130, minus 131, minus 137.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at then, because right here, I have it right here. Look, over a half a run.
I can't see that, so it's
okay. Well, let me go right here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Over half a run. That's plus 145. I don't want to fool with that in a 3-man slip. What the hell are you sure you're not
looking at the RBI? Because the RBI is 143,
oh, hell, I am on
140.
Okay. Sad trombone me. Yeah, I'm clearly looking at the... okay, all right.
Casual Chase been talking about Mookie. Yeah, Mookie is...
Hey, let me tell you what you
took
don't
the lower on Mookie the other day.
Let me tell you what I did it again last night. I took a lower at 8 fantasy score and got absolutely destroyed. So I am not
leading the league in
that.
home runs.
I'm not playing that game today. All right, so what are we going over?
Yeah, both total bases and runs both look good. Whether you want total bases or runs,
which one looks better?
I like the run. So the run he's gotten a run in 5 of 6 games this season. And in my opinion, it's the better spot. I think they're going to put up 3 to 4 runs on Rodon pretty easily, and this could be the game where he really explodes. The total bases are good as well because it is a plus matchup. Arizona, they have the humidor, but the only thing that it limits is home runs. It's still above average in terms of doubles, triples, and singles, and weighted on base average. This could be the game where Rodon really struggles. Should have against the Astros, got very lucky and got some key strikeouts. Could really struggle against the very strong righties, and especially with the way they've been playing right now in Arizona, they've been phenomenal. I think Rodon could definitely really struggle against this Diamondbacks lineup, and Ketel is probably going to be the biggest beneficiary. Whether you wanted them for an RBI, bases, or a run, the run, in my opinion, though, is the best line.
Jay, I'm pulling up the Fantasy Optimizer tool over here on on OJ Odds Jam, and I want to zoom in on some of these top plays. We got Derek White from the Celtics, under 5.5 rebounds. See, it's not all the way set up yet, though. See, what you want to see this chance to hit turn green. I call those the green boys. Once you see that green boy, it's go time. You just take the EV play. But I'm looking, we got to get minus 122. That's the price that we're looking for to do a 3-man slip. And the reason why we like 3-man slips on Underdog, 6x payout. Some of the other sites, you're getting 5x for a three-pick uninsured pick slip. But here we get 6x, and you need 122. But look at what we got, Jay. It's not all the way set up yet. The green boys aren't there, but you got minus 142 on FanDuel, minus 130 on DK, 135 on MGM, almost 140 on Caesars, minus 148 on Pinnacle. I like where it's trending. I kind of want to take an early gamble on this, and just being real, sometimes I do. When I see the juice like that flowing, you're trying to get some slips in. I don't mind this right here. 54% probability. Minus 122 odds is what we need for that 3-pick uninsured slip for Underdog. And I like Pinnacle's line. If this goes any higher, this number's going to move.
Yeah, I can't believe that that's not at least a yellow.
I know.
Like all of that looks great. What does it look like in Props.cash right now? It's got to be pretty good.
I'm going to it right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to it right now. Who am I looking for? Mr.
JRich White.
Where the hell's Derek White? There you go, Derek White. I mean, Jay.
Inconsistent, though.
I mean, he's cashing 70% of his last 10, 7 of his last 10. And, I mean, matchup seems solid. I'm just explaining, tough. Right? This is why I haven't pressed go yet. But right now, can you check what Penn's odds are? Pinnacle on Derek White rebounds? I'm going to put it in the slip now just in case. Just in case Underdog tries to get me and try to get us. And for anybody tapping in for the first damn time, and we're doing all of this, dude, it's not the damn rebounds aren't even on the board. They're not even on the board, Jay. We're doing all of this. They pulled him. Yeah, they pulled him. He's not on the board. Look, not on the board. 3-pointers. You've got points, rebounds, and assists. You got 15.5 points, but 5.5 rebounds are not on the board. So what Jay and I do with these shows is anytime we put a slip in, we show you what we pay. We're transparent. If we cash the slip, whatever our entry fee is on the slip, we will give that away to somebody that comments hashtag all gas in the stream. I hooked up my man, KC. I think it was KC something, but we gave him his money last week. So I'm one of the people that will actually send you the Cash App if you actually tail something that we do. But nothing on the board for Derek White on Underdog. So let's see what else we can find, Jay. G.G. Jackson, no data, no inputs there, so I'm going to leave that alone. Garland, 6.5 assists. We talked about it earlier, Jay. Darius Garland on the board, 6.5 assists. No green boys. We need minus 122. FanDuel minus 156. Penn 124. Caesars 145. MGM 125. Then you got Bet Online at 157. Seems a little crazy that that's the one that's out there like that. But thoughts on Darius Garland's assist number?
I don't mind Garland. He was actually someone, if you look at his points, rebounds, and assists relative to his per 36 and his average, it is like one of the biggest disparities in the NBA right now. So you just look at kind of what he does on the regular basis. Him and Donovan Mitchell both look really, really good, but it's more so because of the points than anything else. The assists are going to be fairly consistent, but the points would have been so difficult for him to come by. So the 5.5, it's 5.5, right? It's a pretty good line, or 7.5.
6.5. 6.5. It's 6.5 on Underdog.
Line. Yeah, it's a pretty good line, and I would definitely consider it because he's probably not going to do much in the points department. He has not been scoring much. He's been a lot more of Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, and that's why his points are down so much. So if you wanted to go with Garland, I actually don't hate it at all. It's a pretty good spot overall.
There he is. We got one built out. Russell higher than 26.5 PRAs. Marte higher than half a run, and then Garland higher than 6.5 assists. Put 15 to win 90. 6 extra money right there. If anybody tails this, once you prove it to us, we'll give you the 15 back if it sweeps. What else do we have, Jay? Let's see what else we got. Let's do a little refresh here and see if anything else has popped up to the top of the board. We got Gobert under 4 first quarter points. Rudy Gobert popped up. G.G. Jackson still there. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 first quarter points. I'm looking at the pricing here, and okay, all right, I'm all right. What about, you want to go back to MLB? Manny Machado? Let's build out an MLB one. Machado under half a run.
The Padres have been awful.
Man.
I believe they're playing a rookie pitcher today, so I don't have any data on him to build a matchup profile. But yeah, last time I checked Machado, and honestly, the Padres in general have been just terrible.
Talk to me about this Kelly play right here. What about this Kelly play strikeouts?
Merrill Kelly. It's Merrill Kelly, right? I like Merrill Kelly a lot today. Okay. Right? So he's facing the Yankees. The Yankees have been pretty bad, but the 5.5 number is a little bit high for Merrill Kelly. Again, he's going to have to face Soto, going to face Judge, who, again, a little bit hit or miss this season. But the Yankees have been putting together good at-bats and coming off a very poor performance yesterday up against Zach Gallen. So I don't mind Merrill Kelly. I think he pitched pretty well in his first start, so I don't necessarily think he's going to be bad, but the Yankees can definitely get to him in this matchup, and so I don't hate the under at 5.5. 5 is definitely a good spot for him. Getting to 6 could be a little bit more difficult if he's looking to trend more towards more than a strikeout per inning. That's when you're getting a little bit too high for a pitcher like Merrill Kelly, but the matchup isn't too bad if the Yankees don't really show up.
Ooh, Green Boy popped up. Rudy Gobert under first quarter points. So we'll add Gobert to this Merrill Kelly play, and I think we're going to have our second slip, and we'll probably God damn it, man, we missed it. But it's I don't mind. Here's the thing, Jay. On Underdog, I don't mind taking the whole numbers. I personally would rather have 4.5. That way you get that 1 point buffer. Yeah. This is sort of kind of where you end up living. So we'll put lower than 4 now, but I don't know if I'm gonna run this one. We'll see. Well, it's under 4, so we run it. Under 4. There it is. It's a Green Boy. We run under 4. I'm gonna check Derek White again, Jay, because that's who's on the screen right here. Is Derek White right underneath Gobert. I'm gonna check on that 5.5 rebounds again one more time. And you could see, can you, while I look up this Derek White number, if you can check on Machado, I'm looking at pin odds versus where they're at. Merrill Kelly looked good. Who else do we have, Jay? Kevin Durant's points over 24.5 tonight versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know what the total is on that game. I'm looking for another MLB play, and the pin line is just not. It ain't pinning like we need it to do right now. So Grant Williams over 2 threes. It's kind of far down the list. I'm probably gonna leave that. Alone. Let me go check for Derek White. Let's see if we get Derek White, get our second slip in, and then we could call it, baby. Unless anybody in the comments or the chats, I see Johnny saying Schneider's been a firecracker for the Jays. Keep it going. So nothing for the rebounds on Derek White.
Schneider's been terrible.
Yeah.
He's been so bad for the Jays.
Yeah. Nothing for Derek White's rebounds. So let's try to find one more. You got any other MLB for us, JRich?
Ray, how do you feel about riding hot streaks in baseball? Do you think that once you break out of the slump, once you break out of that slump, can you carry that momentum into the next day?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you put all of that momentum into the next day?
Depending on who the pitcher is. Who's the player?
Of course. Now, how do you feel about Bryce Harper?
We're going to chase them 3 homers? Tonight?
How do you feel about Bryce Harper? Because I am a Bryce Harper guy. I am not going to apologize about it. I love Bryce Harper. He finally broke out of his slump. He is poised and ready to destroy Frankie Montas, who he is 1 for 3 against with an RBI. And I really like his hits, runs, RBIs tonight. Montas has one of the worst matchups as far as I'm concerned against the Phillies. He is an okay pitcher, but at minus 125 on the books, I think there could be some steam towards going up a little bit further in Cincinnati, is it in Cincinnati? I'm not reading
It's in Cincinnati here in the next hour.
Well, it says Arizona versus New York, so it's probably in Philly, which means the weather could be bad because it's raining in the East Coast. They already delayed the game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Royals.
It's in Cincinnati for sure. It's in Cincy. The game's in Cincy.
Then even better, because that's a way, way better situation if it is in Cincy, but if it's in Philly, either way. Bryce looks very good, and I'm ready to ride the hot streak of Bryce Harper. He's a guy who could definitely win the MVP, and in my opinion, now he's broken out of his slump. I love the matchup against Montas. I think he could absolutely go nuclear once again tonight.
All right, Merrill Kelly, lower than 5.5 strikeouts. Rudy Gobert, lower than 4 first quarter points. And Bryce Harper, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. 2 slips we built out today, Jay. I'm going to just do one quick scan of the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer. Make sure you check out that tool. Shout out to OJ. And look at that. That Gobert play is getting steamed up some more. It was like 56% chance to hit. We're up to 57%.
Damn,
a lot of, at 4. Gary Trent under rebounds. Jay, your Toronto Raptors.
You want to run that again?
I ran it the other day. That shit cashed too.
But we had it at 3.5 though, not at 3.
We did have it at 3.5, and I think he had 3 on the dot that day. I think he had 3 on the dot. We'll chill right now. There's no need to No need to force anything, but if we find any more stuff, we'll drop it in our Discord channel for some of our members. We'll just drop it in there. But we dropped 2 plays today. Let me just go through those really quickly. And if either of these plays hit, if you tail to slip, even if you put in $5, I'm giving you the entry fee of what we played back. So we're giving away, potentially, $15 entry fee slip to anybody, just free money to put in another slip. So let's talk about what we got going on for today, Jay. 2 plays, pick them. Let's pull it up. We got Rudy Gobert lower than 4 first quarter points. Merrill Kelly lower than 5.5 strikeouts. Bryce Harper higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. D'Angelo Russell, D-Lo from Lake Show Lakers, higher than 26.5 PRAs. Ketel Marte, higher than 0.5 a run. And Darius Garland, higher than 6.5 assists. There it is, Jay. Underdog Pick'em Show. Wake up crew, breakfast and bets, all kinds of good stuff. We hope everybody out there has a great day. Enjoy the games on tonight. Hope we cash. Good luck. And if we do, we'll give away some money on Friday. Make sure you tap in. We'll go live again. We out. Jay. Peace.